Hello guys, I have this video from Kristan Hawkins and I can assure you, you've never seen anything like this. The way it ends will surprise you. Let's jump in and watch.
Hiya, so I have a little bit of a silly question, but have y'all ever played the hit game Among Us?
Yes, I have played Among Us.
Oh, I love Among Us.
It's a great game.
That was my number one question.
Do you know what that is?
Yes, I know what it is.
I
Just double checking.
I highly recommend.
That was the Gen Z asking the old Xennial whether she knew what cool things were.
I think it's a very worthwhile game
It's a great
for
game,
everyone to play, especially at a party. Very fun. And then, oh my gosh.
What does your sign say? I'm trying to
Oh my gosh. I made it this morning. Oh my gosh, I love your Among Us phone case. It's very, very good. I have
the fetus. What?
To uterus the fetus or not to uterus is not the question the government should dictate, but the individual's choice.
Could you define Yeetus the fetus for us?
Oh my gosh, uterus the fetus is like one of my fave pro-choice memes. Basically, there was a Vine years ago, I think 2014, where there was someone who threw an empty soda can and went yeet. So then it just kind of became synonymous with the action of, I guess, first throwing things and then in a metaphorical sense of being liberated of something.
So you'd be comfortable yeeting a baby?
Oh, 100%.
A born baby?
Not like a born baby, because that'd make me a criminal.
But what's the difference? So your governor here, your pro-choice Republican governor, Kristan, we just defeated a proposal in the legislature. He wanted to legalize abortions up until the moment of birth. What is the fundamental difference 10 minutes before birth and 10 minutes after? Why would yeeting a child who's only been out of the vaginal canal for 10 minutes be different than aborting a child?
Because we care about humanity.
Why do I care?
Because we care about you and the next generation. And the 1/3 of our generation who never got an opportunity to be here. 1/3 because of the evils of the abortion industry.
Now, once you know evil is happening, I think it's pretty evil if you don't stand up to defeat it. And we know abortion is a discriminatory act of violence where the privileged person gets to say whether or not the weaker, younger person gets to survive depending on whatever they have going on in their life. And we think that is discrimination, it's violence, and it's wrong. And once you understand that, you're called to speak up for those who can't speak for themselves. It's a very fundamental principle. It's one of the best things about our country is that we stand up and speak for the most vulnerable in our world. Even if they don't live here in America, we're the most charitable country in the world, sending troops, sending foreign aid across the world.
I've noticed that everyone who is for abortion has already been born. Remember those words from Ronald Reagan? Yeah, everyone who's for abortion, they've already been born. Yeah, and all I can say, ladies and gentlemen, this is a child. They act like a child. They speak like a child. They look like a child. And the fact that they're on college campus is ridiculous. And even worse, because they can vote. Literally. She's the poster child of someone raised entirely in front of a computer. How sad. How sad. Well, let's continue watching.
But what if I don't want to give birth? And shouldn't that be my choice to not?
Well, you can choose not to engage in heterosexual sex.
Both of my girlfriends are transgender. I am non-binary. I have a vagina, right?
Okay, so you can choose not to engage in sex with a penis and a vagina.
Yeah.
Without protection. But even with protection, because we know that that's not entirely foolproof.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
You don't have a fundamental right to choose to engage in behaviors that we know in natural consequence is creating a unique whole living human life and then take back that consent.
Why would I not want to have sex? That's kind of boring.
Yeah, I know. Sex is awesome.
Sex
Did you
is
know
awesome. and I
married
think
pro-life
that-
religious people actually have the best sex lives?
She just
Married?
barked.
Married pro-life religious people statistically have
Yeah.
the most satisfying sex lives.
My sex life is off the chart.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, mine is like off the chart. I literally have 2 girlfriends. If you want, I can tell you all about my fantasy dildo collection. I can tell you about
Don't really
my...
care.
I mean, if you're
wait,
bragging
I have a
about your
question.
I mean, you're not going to get pregnant with a dildo,
Yeah,
so
if-
like,
if
by
this
all
is a
means,
fantasy,
partake.
If you're
That sounds
bragging
like-
about your sex life,
I don't need to
Okay.
brag, but you.
She's not
say
married,
you
she
have
can't.
dildo
You know what?
collection.
You
So
know
if
what?
that's
You know what?
participating
You know
to a
what?
satisfying
You know
sex
what?
life,
Just let her see she barks again.
why not choose
I
to have
just-
sexual relations with the dildo and not create a human being?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, who does this? She go on camera to talk about dildos? And did you hear that she bugged? Who does this? Where are these kids raised from? Who are these kids' parents? Who are these kids' parents? I wonder. What's happening in America? What's happening in our college campuses? What's happening? Man, this is frightening. Whoa. I've never seen anything like this. Somebody goes on TV, talk about dildos. Whoa. Without shame. This is crazy. But well, let's finish out the video.
The pro-life movement does not have any
silicone
stance
doesn't
against dildo
replace,
sex.
like human flesh. Okay.
No, it doesn't.
I know, that's why, giving yourself freely to another
Y'all are
person
just
in a marital
talking in
act is awesome.
circles. It's like really
No.
infuriating.
Okay, fine. Let's cut through the circle then. What
It's
are the
still gonna be a
consequences
circle.
of sex between a penis and a vagina? There are many, but what are just some?
You know what? I'm exhausted. Like, adios.
Okay.
Y'all.
Thank you
Thank
for barking
being
at us.
here.
This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. And the biggest issue I see among today's generation, such as that lady there, is that their whole existence is based around themselves. You see? And their own pleasures and desires. It's all about me. Do you know what they need? They need Jesus, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus truly serves. Yeah, literally. Because with Jesus, you will see the world differently. Literally. Remember 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4? It says that the God of this age, he has blinded the minds of the unbelievers so that they cannot see the light of the gospel that displays the glory of Christ. That's scripture. In that verse, essentially, it tells us that the devil, Satan, is literally the god of this age, and that he uses ignorance to prevent people from understanding and accepting the truth of the gospel. Yeah, that's the truth. And the truth only hurts when you want to believe a lie. Have you ever noticed that? These guys, that they are further that society drift from the truth, the more it will hate those who speak the truth. That's what happens all the time. That's what happens. I mean, it's as if this lady lives in a bubble of privilege and entitlement, completely unaware or perhaps indifferent, pretty much from her actions, you can tell that, there is no responsibility. There is no responsibility. She does whatever pleases her, without even a second thought for the consequences of those decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, responsibility and accountability is the definition of maturity or an adult. You gotta be responsible in life. You gotta be responsible. Well, it is my greatest desire. Let's continue praying for these people. Those who are lost, those who are searching for meaning, those who are struggling with confusion, that they may find clarity and wisdom and strength to resist the manipulation of the devil. I pray that the truth and the light break through the noise surrounding them, guiding them towards faith, the truth, the discernment, and a deeper understanding of God's love. You see? Yeah. And I am honestly grateful that there are still people like Kristan out there. People who care and show compassion and empathy. It is important because I wholeheartedly believe that someday these individuals will eventually come to their senses, pretty much because of the work that Kristan there is doing. So thank you so much, Kristan, for what you're doing, and never stop and never change. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you like this video, be sure to click on the next one.